Hey, welcome back to my channel. Right now I'm arriving at the studio of Martin Wehmer, my long-term friend, a German artist working in China. In 2021, I made an interview in his old studio, and now he has a new space. I'm going to visit him and ask him about, what's new and how is it like to work as a foreign artist in China in 2024. Hello!
My name is Martin Wehmer. I'm a German painter in Beijing since 17 years. This is my new studio. It's like 1 year. I move, and this part of the studio, this have 2 floors. My current work are feet, Greek gods, porcelain figures, all related to European heritage. The superheroes from that time and compare in Asian circumstance today. Actually, this hand is a Korean superhero hand, and the circle have some energy, like electric or something like.
And now we're in your new studio. Can you tell me about?
Studio, yes. It's normal in China. You change your studio every 2 to 5 years because demolishing waves clean up. I somehow enjoy it because I remember my German time. And if I go back to Germany, the people are still in the same studios. So that's crazy sometimes. And do the same artwork. Sometimes circumstance change your artwork or keep it in move. That's it's not so bad thing. The thing is that the art crowd of Beijing moving really, they're already in the mountains, right? They have sometimes the ground there, make a building on it, and this is here 30 kilometers from Beijing center, but they're already in 60 or 70 kilometers. It's a bit hard for the daily drive, so you need to live there, then it's okay.
But you mean that because of the financial constraints, artists are forced out of the city?
Yeah. In some European cities, it's the art inside the city centers, actually. It's a dream of the artist. Otherwise, the artists are the founder of the new districts, but just always for short periods. So the artists make sometimes the districts fashionable. And then the designer came, and then the wave going on. And they are victims of their own wave. We are starting. So there's another thing, it's the art market. I feel it's very low these days, right? Artists don't make so much money.
But how about for you?
I'm okay. I'm okay because I have two or three legs. I have one in China, one in Germany, one in the world between, and it's more independent. I've just been in Germany, and we have this overaging of the society and overaging of the art market. So in Germany, I'm often the youngest, and in China, I'm always the oldest. In China, the galleries, the collectors, the curators, they're younger, probably same age. And in Germany, everyone is old. It's like, I call it, it's not gray hair, it's white. If you're on an opening, it's white hair scene,
You sell with galleries mainly?
Yeah. The galleries market is that's the standard, yeah.
Standard.
Yeah.
But do you try to sell it, I don't know, online or by yourself or?
Me and the galleries using on the fairs, using online as advertising, and it helps. But you can be very, very, very popular about social media. So I have 2, 3 paintings. They're going around the world by social media, and they are often copied. I have paintings. People use it as profile photo. I saw some photos. I don't know how they do it. They download it and print it out, and posting the photos, and then the algorithm find it and send to me, and then I can see there's some nice, cozy living room in Sweden with print out paintings of mine.
How do you feel about it?
So people say I should be strict. No, just feel smiling about that. So if people do this, of course I could say you are not allowed to do this, or I can order my lawyer to send him a bad letter. But no, sometimes it's funny, very funny. There was one young lady, she painted a painting of mine live in Facebook. And I was accidentally, and they say, hey, what are you doing there? And she was so shocked, oh God, this painter contact me in this moment where I paint this? And then she say, you want that I destroy it now? And I say, no, come on, do it proper. And it's okay, it's not. This is the thing with the European, the personal rights of the painting and the copyright, and it's very serious, yeah. This is the same with the polo shirts. Why is a polo shirt in Germany 80 euro? It's crazy. For the people, it's a lot of money. And in a polo shirt in Taobao is 5 euro, and the quality is better.
Because it's a designer's work.
Yeah, see, the copyright, that is because it's a brand name on it, it make it 20 times more expensive. You know, at this year, 2 times shipping paintings to Germany, and from Beijing, shipping Tianjin, North Line, Russia, Hamburg. No problem, 3-4 weeks, no problem. Everything proper. Nice crates, nice packing, nice communication, nice payment. And then from Hamburg to Cologne needs another 2 months. Why? You know, because the people are some events and then some papers, and then they don't know, and then there are no motivation to help out. And my Chinese shipper say, you know, it's really strange. What's wrong? I need to agree. What's wrong?
Like living here, working here, changed things.
Yes, the opportunities, the materials, you know, this art material market in Germany, it's a kind of a mafia. They take a horror price, and because they are actually not depends on the artists, they are depends on the semi-professional of their hobbies, and these are called housewife painters, right? And it's like oil color is 10 times more expensive. I say 8 times more expensive in Germany. It's like a frame or a canvas, the same. So, and also it's a high tax on it. Everything is taxed. And Germany is half bad. America is ridiculous, right? You sell a painting for 10,000 euro, and then you have the first step of tax, then you share with the gallery, then you have the second level of tax, then you get at least maybe 2,600 euro on the hand, and for this you have your structure of studio and materials and costs and shipping and maybe assistance or whatever. Then you should stop to work if it's like this, right?
But in China it's better?
Yeah, much better. I think that's why the Chinese artists, they still think big, and so long they have the market how it was, then it's powerful. It's like the Americans in the 50s, 60s. But I'm not so sure it is the future. It is not really clear what is the function and position of contemporary art in China. It's not cleared. So 10 years ago I would say, whatever it is, a software we also export to the world, like even they are sometimes a bit critical, but they are Chinese. It's powerful Chinese, and a Biennale Venice or Documenta or Guggenheim or whatever, so makes this country and this culture popular and famous, but this is kind of not working anymore. So if you're a good artist, then it doesn't matter you're Chinese or German, then you're doing good artwork. So that's always like this. But sometimes helps if the move of your country, like, you know, Germany in the 80s, and then China, and who knows what's coming now. Maybe this Southeast Asian thing is very powerful now.
But as a foreign artist in China, I guess today means very different things than before the pandemic.
Well, there come some foreign artists coming back now. There's this in and out. If they come back now, they are a little bit naive, innocent, and they need to stay quite long to get a upgrade for China, right? So they have no glue. Things changed, so that.
But there are still a lot of artists outside of China who had maybe never been to China, think it still offers a lot of potentials and still want to come. If they have the money, is that worth it?
I said that there was an opening of German artist, painter this weekend, with 3 or 4 Austrian Germans one. It feels like in the eyes is so much hope, and then it becomes quite crazy. And I think it's not the right way. I mean, if the art from these people is a really good one, it's always sends to show up everywhere, and of course in China. So, but if I see this attitude that as a foreign artist you have some advantage, and then you have some knowledge, and then you come here and you think something happened, that's quite naive. So that works. Actually, also we should think about, there are Chinese artists coming to Berlin or to Germany, and how is life for them? It's not so easy, right? They can enjoy the city, and after a while they figure out that they also not really become member of this art society, right? After 16 years, I don't complain that I never become a Chinese artist, or not. I'm not member of the Chinese art world. I'm still a guest, you know, always a guest. But that's for me a nice situation, because, you know, I like to be between things, and I like to be out of Germany. I can see Germany much better if you take a leg out. So
I understand, because there are many Chinese artists who traveled and who moved to America, to Europe, you know, having this big hope, but in the end they couldn't integrate.
And I have a 16 years career in China. I have a couple of good galleries working. Just last year, as 23 this year, I have a good show in Shanghai How Art Museum, which is it's another level. So if now you would research about Chinese art, then you would not include me, right? It's not like, you know, Namjoon Paik, the video artist, was a professor in Düsseldorf. So he's part of German art history. Even he's a Korean. So even he has a history from Korea as an artist already, right? This not happened in China. So no big problem.
But do you think as a foreign artist it actually sells better, because there are certain collectors just wanted to collect?
Foreign artists maybe sell better because the price level is much lower and somehow more balanced. And the Chinese art have the problem that they have high prices from this big wave before, and it's hard. You cannot go as an artist lower level. So like this size from a Chinese artist in my age would be easily 100,000 euro. That's hard. It's a lot of money, and that's the thing that foreign artists sometimes have good quality, good biography, CV by museum shows, good galleries, and have a price level like still normal. So it is like environmental protection. So keep things in a good, healthy proportion, you know.
So you're not jealous or bitter even by the slightest bit?
No, bitter is anyhow a very bad attitude, but I think if they didn't know that it is also because it's a casino, it's like a closed club, why it's happened, and they are probably now very down, yeah. But I know that even in this area there are painters they don't sell anything now.
How do they survive?
The social system in China is a family. It's much better than our socialist system in Europe. In Europe you get your $1,000 thing, and here maybe your family have already bought your apartment or a studio or something. So I think they have some other investments, or some own restaurants or real estate.
So professional artists become, in a way, hobby artists because they couldn't sell.
Are you not anymore an artist if you don't sell? That's a question. I don't know.
That's a really good question. What do you think?
Selling is it's a thing about your professionality. You're an artist if your product or your thing is an art piece. Then you're an artist. And nobody buy it, that's a personal problem for you. But the thing is that many artists keep to believe they're an artist without selling. So it's an identity problem.
But I guess being included by galleries and having them give you suggestions, recommendations, in a way it helps keep the morale and keeps the work consistent. So in a way, gallerists are the keys.
You know, that sometimes we forget that the life of a gallerist is somehow harder than of an artist. As a gallerist, you need to go to invest. You have assistants, you have a space, then you go to the fairs and you take very easy, like 10,000 of euros or dollars, and you don't know you get it back. So by personal relation to my galleries, I know what they're doing. And these fairs is it's a tough job for them. It's a lot of money.
Like how much?
Oh, it's easy. This is the second level. We don't talk about Art Basel. I think Art Basel booth you need to calculate, but over 200,000 euro. And maybe a second level art fair like it's already 50,000-60,000 euro. Down payment, shipping, have somebody who help you, and so.
Do they get it back?
I don't think so. Just now, I don't think so. Also in China, that's not. It's very struggling, these things.
And there are many like messages I see in the WeChat groups about bringing your art to Venice Biennale, satellite and parallel shows at a price, and the Chinese artists are like crazy about it. Have you ever considered?
If the foreigner came 10 years, 20 years to China, they are sometimes cheated by someone. Oh, you can have a show there, but you need to pay a bit, or you need to give painting, or you can bring your embassy to pay it, or something like this. So. Yeah, the problem is if you trust the guys at the entrance of the hell, right? Then he tried to sell you tickets if you want to come in the hell, so it's up to you.
You mean the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, Hall of Fame or the opposite. There's never a key. You have this show and then it's done. So it's like.
If a German artist or American artist wants to get in touch with a gallery in China, let's say your gallery or another gallery that you know, what is the key to kind of pitch yourself into this world? What are they looking for?
At first, they're looking for low shipping costs because they think to bring the artwork from New York or Berlin to us, it shouldn't be too expensive. And also custom problems, because it is a big thing. It's high, and it's also you need to have specific papers. So if you don't want a Freeport paper, like 4 months later go out. So this is serious. That's why Korea is so good now. And the second is they want a style which is original Western, but can, by the freshness, somehow keep with the Chinese. So it's not like an abstraction from the 50s or the 70s is not really working. But if it's something like it looks like, but have the attitude of new, then it's good.
So in a way, being a European artist is all right in China because there's not this tension between China and America. I mean, European artists, they generally do not poke and provoke the sensitive nerves.
And the American do.
Well, just being America itself, it's a provocation in China. So
in China, it's normal that you're, as a foreigner, be asked where you're from. So which is in Germany already unpolite.
And how much you make, and how old are you, and if you're married.
And most people, I don't know, they think I'm American, but it's always like, oh, thanks not. So it's a German, and a German somehow is better. 50-50. Sometimes they say Germans are the dogs, the little dog of America. This is energy consumption for nothing, this talking. I mean, there's no solution in the culture or also in the political without a cooperation. So I don't need, nobody need enemy making figures. It's senseless. So.
Do you think you leave some German influence in your art?
For sure, it is not Chinese. It is the way what I paint and how I paint it. That's the discourse I do as a Western painter, not common sense in the Chinese painting. Now I also painting subjects which are more European, so like these Greek gods, these old Latin Roman figures, or here some porcelain statues of dancing. It's in a period for me in China where I, after a while, after first assimilation and second, find a style between the worlds. I also come based back to where I come original from, and go also because my age, I'm 50, so it's like circle again what I did probably in my youthhood or childhood as thinking about art. So, and I'm very surprised if I currently send my portfolios to my German counterparts. They say they would see there's so much reality of the situation as Europe, like struggling post-pandemic, the wars, you know. For China, they don't feel in wars, but as a German, we feel in wars, and with the Europeans attacked it. And what is the future of Europe with this war, or after the war, or how it will go? Which direction will it be?
But your works are not political.
Not political on the straight illustration way, but they are political in the sense of if you're in the moment where you are show up with them, it's like representatives of your heritage. That already can be political. A god from this history is always a porter of values, and this is our heritage. And this is a value. It's not only mostly it's a nature value. Like this is a god for the post, so it's a Taobao god. This is a god for the war. After a while, you also figure out that this is more than that, right? It's the structure of our societies are developing until the point also from democracy, right? And this is interesting because to this point, we don't know about the Chinese culture. It seems it's very different, right?
Can you show me your latest work and tell me what's about?
My latest is this. which is it's a porcelain. I did some feet because that's the feet on God. I realized that my daughter has a Greek feet. You know what a Greek feet is?
Yes, I know.
Ah,
There's the Egyptian feet and Greek feet.
So and I have a series of feet. Some of them Greek, some not. But in this proportion, also quite big, not as a little sculpture. It's more like a big. So the eyes become big. They become the superheroes of that time and the superheroes of our time, from Korea or China or Japan. It's very close.
Well, our superheroes are animals, like the Monkey King.
This is not so far away. It's a Greek one, but it's not so far away from a Hong Kong face. The attitude is it's important, you know. This is the whole temple, of course.
How long do you spend in your studio every day?
Quite short, actually, from 8 to 3 or 2, 6 hours. No, I'm workaholic probably, but not working in the night or something. It's very organized what I'm doing, and it's very precise what I'm looking for. Is by the experience, of course. You know after a while your tools, and you know your habits and the skills. You know what you need to do for what you want. But of course you can still failing. You know?